Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at this 2022 Mercedes Benz S500. Huge shout out to Mercedes Benz Northlake for providing this luxurious sedan for me today. Check out their website, that link is down in the description. The S500 that you see behind me is finished off in diamond white, and it has an MSRP just over $123,000. And under the hood for this S-Class, this has the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's also mated with the hybrid electric motor and paired to the 9-speed automatic transmission. Combined, this pumps out 429 horsepower and 384 pound-feet of torque. That power sent through the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. This weighs in right around 4,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in just under 5 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. And it has a fuel capacity of 22.2 gallons. You'll expect to see around 21 miles per gallon in the city and 30 out on the highway. So as you can tell, the entire grille is finished off in chrome. Now this has a forward-facing camera just off center, as well as the forward-facing sensor, which you can see takes up the middle section there. So that's for the adaptive cruise and all of that technology. And the lower section is all of the parking sensors, along with more mesh and cutouts. This even has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. Nice sleek housing for the headlights there. There's a few lines coming down the hood just to tie it in nicely. And as you can tell, there are 2 Mercedes-Benz badges. This has a set of 20-inch wheels. They actually have a 2-tone finish to them with that multi-spoke pattern. Now this model also has the AMG line package, which gives it the front and rear bumpers, as well as the lower side skirts where you can see more of that chrome. Now this also has body-colored side mirrors with the integrated turn signal and a camera. Now as you can tell, the door handles are currently out at the moment, meaning that this vehicle is unlocked. If I just tap on the back section, now the vehicle is locked, and then you can tap anywhere on this handle. If you give it a little bit of pressure, they pop back out, so that way you can enter and exit. Pretty cool to see that integration. And then for the rear, this has a small trunk mounted spoiler. This even has a set of LED taillights with a nice design. So let's make our way to the cargo space now. I'll use the button on the key fob. You can use the one up underneath as well. And for a 4-door sedan, this has a lot of space. You can see the cutouts on the driver and passenger side. You'll see there's a little bit of storage on the back section, so you could place some items down below if you really needed to, but it gives you a lot of space, especially since there's only a cutout right there. The back seats do not fold down. And now we can take a look at this beautiful interior. I love the beige leather. There's also brushed aluminum on the release handle. There's lock and unlock. This has the Burmester audio sound system. I have so much legroom. At 5'10", I have the front seat set at my height. This is very, very spacious. Right in the middle are 2 air vents, a little bit of storage, and if I open this up, there's a 3-prong outlet and 2 USB-Cs. Now as far as headroom goes, I have around 2 or 3 inches above my head, but if you want to be chauffeured around in this S-Class, you have a very luxurious back seat to sit in. If I use this one on the upper left, that will control the sunshades on this side, and then once they are all the way collapsed, you can then further use that to control the window. The one on the back left, if I push or pull on that, that will actually adjust the back window, so you can raise and lower that one if you need to. The one on this lower right will control the one up on the roof there, and then we have one for the passenger window, which you can adjust putting up or down. These are even heated and ventilated. You can control the passenger front seat by pushing on that and using all these adjustments. Lock and unlock is just above that release handle. There's all of the lighting controls as well as the side mirror adjustments, which are power folding. There's even a control for the rear sunshade. You have all the window adjustments, 1 speaker, and a release for that trunk. Using these buttons over on the left side, so there's a home button as well as the scrolling dial, a back button. Underneath that is all the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings. So right now, if I push on the home button, you can see we were in the understated mode. If I push on sport mode, it will change to where you can see the G-force on one side, along with pound-feet of torque. On the right side is the horsepower and the engine data. So now if I go back to home, we can go over to exclusive, where now we have more of a traditional view. You can also go through a lot more information right in the middle, like navigation and music. You can look at your attention assistance. If we go back now, we can go over to classic now. It will change one more time, just to be a little bit different. You can even pull up the navigation in full screen, so you can monitor all of that as needed. there's assistance to go into, even service, so you can take a look at all of this. Now, what's really interesting, if I scroll up, all of these settings are actually for the heads-up display. You can obviously turn it on and off, you can go through some settings, and then you have an eco display. This model even has the optional augmented reality. You can also scroll up, you have a standard, so it just shows the speed limit and how fast you're going. There's a sport, and then we also have a minimal, so it just shows your miles per hour. There's even another lighting strip going all the way to the passenger door, which is pretty cool to see. And then right in the middle, we have this all new touchscreen system. So I'm actually gonna start with the toggles down below. This is one entire piece, but you can push on different areas of it to activate what you like. So currently it's an eco. This also has a comfort mode. There is sport, sport plus, and an individual. And then the one just next to that is for the 3D camera system. You have a lot of different angles, just depending on the visibility that you need to see. There's also an auto. Now, if I push on the car icon, these are all the functions that shortcut on the steering wheel got to. You have the manual shifting, you can raise and lower this vehicle, you have the steering assist. This even has a finger sensor that you can use. There is power, so you can shut the screen off if you'd like to. And then we have mute and volume for the radio. And then as you can tell in the lower section, this hasn't changed. So we have the functions up top, and then there's fan speed with all those controls down below. We have the dual zone, of course. You have the temperature. Right in the middle is the home button, as you've seen me been using. Now for the center armrest, it has the split design to it. You can see a good amount of storage with some auxiliaries. Over on the passenger side, there's a lot of space for all the items that you'd like to place there. There's even the fragrance canister, which this model has. More of that wood trim. Right off the bat, this is such a luxury style and focused sedan from Mercedes. Just with the plush headrest, every time you turn the steering wheel left or right as well, the lateral support from the side you're turning away from will give you some added support. So it's pretty interesting to see that. So as I'm making a left right now, this right one will tighten up and give me some support. So that way you're not sliding around your seat, especially when you're taking this around turns. So for the style sedan that this is, you almost want to be driven around in this S-Class. You don't want to be the one driving, but if you are driving, it is so comfortable. And as we give it some gas, it's very quiet. It's almost like you can't hear anything, which is the point of this for how luxurious it is. Now, if we go into dynamic, let's pop it into Sport Plus. So we were in the eco setting there. So if we put it into Sport Plus, we can also now use these paddles as we turn around here. Has a pretty good turning radius to it, but we'll give it some gas here. And it gets a little bit louder, but it's still hard to hear. And going over some of these bumps, this is not the smoothest road. It's absorbing all these bumps very, very well. It's like you're driving a comfortable couch down the road. It is that comfortable. The steering is also pretty responsive, but it's very smooth too. So just driving this, everything about it just is focused for being luxurious. Light steering, which is also responsive, seats and everything, suspension, even how quiet this is. I am very impressed. Now, I'm not going that fast, about 40 miles an hour or so. I'm sure out on the highway though, this would be very comfortable to drive. Now, one thing that I did forget to mention, behind this massive screen, there's actually a storage bin. So you could place your phone or any items that you may want hidden out of the way. And there's a little bit of a lip there, so they won't slide out, which is cool to have that integration, almost like a floating style to this screen. Turning radius is also very tight for the size of this sedan. And just with a mild acceleration, super comfortable and quiet. We have a bump here. It's almost like it didn't exist. Very impressive to see. So let's do one more acceleration. Not a lot to talk about for this S-Class. It kind of speaks for itself. The paddles aren't quite as responsive as I would like them, but this is not a performance-oriented sedan, so they are there if you need to use them. If you just need to merge or need a little bit more low-end power, you need to drop a gear. you have those to use them if needed. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this 2022 Mercedes Benz S500. Once again, huge shout out to Mercedes Benz Northlake for providing this sedan for me today. Check out their website. That link is down in the description. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads.